Hello, everyone. My name is Joshua Lopez, and today I will be presenting an in depth exploration of a crucial topic that intersects human sexuality, social relationships, and cultural practices. And that will be arranged marriages versus love marriages, analyzed through the social exchange theory. Marriage as a social institution has evolved considerably across different societies, reflecting shifting values and social structures. By investigating the social dynamics of arranged and love marriages, we can understand how these two distinct marriage systems influence choices, societal expectations, and family structures. Marriage patterns are not solely a reflection of personal desires, but also a mirror of larger societal shifts concerning individual autonomies, collective social orders, and the pursuit of emotional, economic, and social stability. Marriage decisions today are influenced by a combination of tradition, cultural beliefs, and modern ideals of self fulfillment. Social exchange theory, developed by George C. Homans in 1958, posits that human relationships are shaped by the pursuit of rewards and the avoidance of costs. According to this theory, individuals engage in relationships that are expected to yield the greatest personal benefit and the least social and emotional costs. When applied to marriage, social exchange theory offers a framework for understanding how individuals and families assess the costs and benefits associated with different forms of marriage, whether arranged or based on romantic love. Throughout history, marriage has been seen as a strategic tool for achieving broader societal, familial, and economic goals. Arranged marriages historically have been the more common form of union, with families playing a prominent role in the decision making process. On the other hand, love marriages, which prioritize individual emotional fulfillment and romantic connection, have become more prevalent in modern societies, particularly in the Western world. This tradition, from collective family interest to individual romantic preferences, offers a fascinating opportunity to explore how marriage choices are made today. Now we're going into the historical view of the sexual variation, the dominance of arranged marriages. The practices of arranged marriages has deep historical roots and has been shaped by the needs and structures of various societies. In most societies, marriage was primarily seen as an alliance between or between families rather than a union based on individual romantic desires. This focus on collective benefits rather than personal fulfillment is particularly evident in traditional societies. A good example is in countries such as India, arranged marriages were historically and are still today a significant institution. Historically, marriage was tied to the caste system and social stratification, ensuring that familial alliances reinforced or expanded social status. Arranged marriages in India allowed families to preserve or enhance their social standing by marrying within the same caste or social group. Family connections, economic stability, and social security were prioritized over individual romantic preferences. The union between two families, therefore, was seen as a social contract that aimed to strengthen familial ties, provide financial security, and preserve social reputation. In India's agrarian society, economic considerations were paramount. As such, arranged marriages were often based on the social and economic compatibility of the families involved. For example, the bride's dowry was considered a significant economic asset for the groom's family, and this practice reinforced the exchange of resources, thereby consolidating economic power between the two families. Similarly, in medieval Europe, arranged marriages were frequently used as strategic tools for political alliances, wealth accumulation, and territorial expansion. Noble families, for instance, often arranged marriages between their children to secure political power and establish or maintain alliances with other noble families. The romantic notion of love was secondary, if not entirely absent in these unions, as the primary objective was to ensure that political power was consolidated through martial connections. In many instances, marriages were seen as mere contracts for securing land, titles, or influence rather than expressions of personal love or attraction. In many religious traditions, marriage was considered a sacred duty that transcended personal desires. For instance, in Hinduism, marriage is often viewed as a moral obligation rather than a personal choice. The Hindu the Hindu texts emphasize the duty of individuals to marry in order to fulfill their religious obligations. Arranged marriages were the norm in these societies, with the belief that individuals had a duty to marry in accordance with the wishes of their families and religious teachings. Marrying outside one social group or caste could be seen as a violation of societal norms and a threat to the collective and social order. To the collective social order, sorry. Um, Likewise, in Confucian China, marriage was a central institution in maintaining social harmony and familial continuity. In the historical context, legal frameworks often reinforce the concept of marriage as a family contract rather than an individual relationship. For example, English common law gave fathers significant control over the marriages of their daughters. Women's consent was often not seen as essential, and families' interests were prioritized. Now, the shift towards love marriages, the role of individual choice. In contrast to the historical dominance of arranged marriages, modern marriage patterns, particularly in Western societies, emphasize individual choice and romantic love. In the United States, marriage has evolved from a contract between families to a union between individuals based on personal feelings, mutual attraction, and emotional fulfillment. According to a 2020 Pew Research Center report, approximately 88% of Americans believe that love is the most important reason to marry. This reflects a fundamental shift in the way marriage is viewed. Love marriages are now perceived as central to the individual pursuit of happiness and emotional satisfaction. The legal framework in the United States has also played a crucial role in emphasizing the importance of individual rights and autonomy in marriage. The U.S. Constitution guarantees the freedom to marry, and coercion into marriage is illegal under federal and state laws. This legal framework that marriages are based on personal consent and the individuals are free to marry whoever they choose, provided both parties agree. Provided that both parties do agree. One example of this shift for immigrant communities and the persistence of arranged marriages is that it can be seen online in online matchmaking, such as Shadi.com or Muzmatch, which facilitate arranged introductions but allow individuals to engage in communication and personal vetting before making any decisions about marriage. These platforms have made it possible for traditional matchmaking to coexist with modern ideals of romantic choice. The role of media in shaping contemporary perceptions of marriage cannot be overstated. Shown like in Indian matchmaking and 90 Day Fiancé have brought that concept of arranged marriages into the mainstream media. These shows highlight the complexities and challenges of arranged marriages while simultaneously showcasing the role of agency. Social exchange theory suggests that the rewards of marriage are determined by a complex cost-benefit analysis. Historically, arranged marriages were designed to ensure that collective rewards such as social stability, economic security, and familial alliances were maximized. In these societies, the cost to individuals was often the sacrifice of personal desires or romantic preferences for the good of the family. Interestingly, studies have shown that contemporary arranged marriages report higher satisfaction rates than love marriages. This could be because individuals in arranged marriages often have lower initial expectations and benefits from strong family support systems that provide emotional stability and social security. Looking ahead, the future, arranged marriages will likely increasingly resemble what scholars call facilitated marriages, as the role of technology in these matchmaking processes will continue to evolve, with individuals using digital platforms to engage more freely with potential partners. The social exchange theory helps explain these evolving dynamics. In conclusion, the social exchange theory provides a powerful framework for understanding the shifts and continuities in marriage practices over time, whether arranged or based on love. The fundamental principle that guides human relationships remains the same: the pursuit of rewards and the minimization of costs. Although the rewards of marriages have shifted from collective social benefit to the individual emotional fulfillment, the underlying social dynamics, family, culture, and societal expectations still plays an important role in shaping how we approach marriage. Thank you for your time.